Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. Happy October 1st. I thought I would give making a voice note a try. I've never done this before, so it's a new thing. But now that it's October, I'm finally starting to feel the autumnal vibes, even though we have the autumn equinox, towards the end of September. I really don't start feeling the vibes until October hits. So, yay for that. Definitely excited about the cooler weather. It's already cooler outside. So, I'm looking forward to when the leaves start turning different colors and I can go and take pictures and act like I'm a tourist in my own local neighborhood, something I do all the time. But yeah, this was one of those days where I came to my desk and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I was like, well, let me pull a card. And I pulled a card. And I thought I would share it with you, actually. So the overall energy that I pulled a card for, and the deck that I'm using is the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. I pulled Go the Distance, which is card number 47 in the deck. So I believe it's very on point with what's happening in the world. I mean, to my knowledge, the U.S. government has shut down. Very interesting and strange times that we're living in. So this Go the Distance card is really about keeping focus on your long-term vision, whatever that is for you. What's for you cannot miss you, and not to pay attention to all of the fluctuations in your current experience. So if you're writing a novel or maybe a business book, or maybe you're creating a tarot deck and you have to write the guidebook for whatever it is, focus on that. Focus on the long-term effects of launching this body of work, this project out into the world. Focus on that as opposed to all of the distraction that's out there, because that's really all this is, right? It's just distraction to keep people engaged in the conflict, engaged in the chaos, so that they numb out, they crash out, and all these other things. So that's the guidance from Spirit. And what it made me think about is the story temple as a whole, why I created it, how it came to be, and pretty much, as you may or may not have read on my About page, but I did put some of this info there. But yeah, I was sitting in meditation because I was just really frustrated with my own writing at that point, and I was also doing a manuscript evaluation for a client. And I was frustrated while working on that as well. Like the frustration was was deep, both at the same time. And the issue that kept coming up over and over again is that neither of us could figure out what the hell we were trying to say. So I didn't know what I wanted to say in that essay or ebook I was writing. I think it was maybe an essay, and she was kind of stuck on what she wanted to say, what she wanted her characters to say in her novel. We were both having the same issue. So again, I went into meditation to just kind of take a break, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to put them down, do a little meditation, clear my head, and things will get better, right? So I was sitting there, all these thoughts are coming. I couldn't figure it out. So I grabbed a tarot deck, which I had next to me on the sofa. I always have a tarot deck or an oracle deck near me. So I started pulling cards, and I kept getting a whole bunch of swords, like over and over and over again. I think I pulled maybe 5, and they were all swords. And at that point, I just stopped because I was like, I'm not really getting the answers that I'm looking for. So I was like, I'm just going to continue meditating and see what comes through. And after about 30 seconds or so, I heard, no, the cards are actually giving you the answer. They're telling you what's wrong. And so I opened my eyes and I looked at the cards and I was like, well, okay, if they're actually giving me the answer, does this have something to do with the element of air? Because in the tarot, swords represents the air element suit. So it's like, is there something going on with the element of air? Well, what would air look like in your writing? Oh, duh. Neither one of us knows what the hell we want to say. So I don't understand the concept. I don't understand the vision. It's not clear to me. So, oh, okay. Air element in writing is conceptual clarity, clarifying your vision. Very interesting. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. It just seems like a natural way to look at it. And if air is there, then obviously the other elements have to be there too, because no one element works alone. They don't work in silos. They have to work together because they feed each other. And that's how they work in nature as well. So that pretty much just changed everything. I was able to get back to both projects, mine and hers. I flew through that manuscript evaluation and I was able to pinpoint all of the things. I was able to go through and write the essay or the ebook that I was working on, no problem. And it was amazing. And then, now that I was seeing things this way, seeing that pattern of the elements, I couldn't unsee it. So every time a piece of writing came across my desk from other people, I was seeing these four elements. Every time I wrote something, whether it was like an essay or just something simple like a social media post, I would go back and look at it before posting it, and then I would see these elements. So that's pretty much how that all started. And I was like, well, I wonder if anybody else notices this. And the answer is definitely no. It is a unique way of looking at writing and storytelling, but I thought it would be really cool to teach this stuff because it's not the same generic writing advice that you see on social media, that you see in these blog posts. Like they say your pacing is off, so you got to go and fix your sentence lengths, and is your character flat? So you go and add a whole bunch of personality traits that you got offline, all of that surface level generic stuff. And I was like, no, I actually want to create a place where I can teach writers this. And because I am a priestesses go to the temple to study. So it just made sense to me to create a temple, found a temple. And yeah, that's pretty much how the story temple was born. I wanted to create a place where writing is viewed as sacred work, because it is. Writing is very much a spiritual practice, and it doesn't matter if you're writing fiction, it doesn't matter if you're writing nonfiction. Writing is sacred practice, and words are spells. There is energy in your words. Energy can be felt when you're speaking them. Energy can be felt when you're writing them. So yeah, I wanted to create a place where writers who want to go deeper with their work have a place to actually come and learn, kind of in an academic setting, because I'm a nerd and I like that type of stuff. I like the academic vibe and all that. But yeah, I wanted a place where writers can come and learn, and they can bring their whole selves to the work, their whole selves to the page, especially writers who look like me, and not have that fear of being judged, of being laughed at, ridiculed, because, they're not a Stephen King or whoever else they look up to. But that's pretty much why I created it. I created it for me because I think it would be really cool to have like a mystery school to go to, kind of like Hogwarts, but just for writing. I thought it'd be really cool to have that. And I could be the head mistress, or in my case, the high priestess of this temple. So I thank everyone who is a subscriber already. I love that you guys are in the temple using the templates and the teachings to improve your work. It just warms my heart. So thank you very much, and I will talk to you next time.